Oh, 7 o'clock-ish, Thursday night, which means it's time for FUB Club Live. I mean, social media's great-ish.
Except when it isn't.
Oh my God. So, hey, we're back on this channel now.
After telling you all to go over onto the other channel.
We just went start a live and it said, oh, live, you're not allowed
to.
Can't
that feature's
go
not
live.
available
What
to
do you
these
mean
days,
go live?
You naughty.
Oh my God.
Don't know what we've
Instagram,
done on that channel.
Work yourself. Yeah, what have we done?
Do you know what? Someone I follow on Instagram posted the other day saying, what has happened to Instagram? Meta, sort it out. So many people are blocked and shadow banned, and they're sending, everyone's signed up to Meta, so you get to have special help and access to Meta. They don't reply, they don't do anything, and thousands and thousands of replies saying it's just gone to the dogs.
So now tonight,
if you can see us, thank you for
hello,
joining.
Thank you. And tonight only, I hope, who knows these days, but we'd usually be doing this on Eterno 360, but we'll do it here and we'll share it to Eterno 360 maybe, if we can do that. Yeah,
we'll try.
We'll try and do that.
Whether if we're allowed, I
not
don't know.
promising anything. Hey, I'm going to start again. Positivity.
Yes.
Thursday night, 7-ish. Time for FUB Club Live. What is FUB Club Live? I hear you ask. FUB Club Live is the time when you get to ask any questions you would like to ask of a plastic surgeon or of a plastic surgeon clinic manager, or of the wife of a plastic surgeon, or of
any questions.
The husband of the wife of a plastic surgeon, or any of these permutations of
the husband of the wife of the plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Me.
The husband of the wife of the plastic.
Yeah.
Oh golly, that's quite a.
Yeah.
What makes me do that?
I mean, basically any permutation of us.
Do you have
and
any
anything
questions
we can
for
tell
us?
you.
We are here. We have a few questions that we need to answer, and if you've got anything for us, please ask away. We've had the best week, haven't we?
Tell us about the week. Our week.
We've just had such a brilliant week.
It has been awesome, actually.
It's just been.
Do you know what?
So busy. So many operations. So many happy patients. It's just lovely.
Yeah.
It's just been. I just love it.
And a great team. You know, I think we've really got the feels with our team, because our team is, they're so awesome. They're so brilliant. And we really feel we're lucky to have our team.
We do, yeah. We had a special birthday in the team today. And
so it turns out the staff member who I thought was 14.
She's actually qualified.
And she's having a special birthday, and it's not even her 21st. It's a bigger one than that.
It is, and so we just
blew my mind,
celebrating with her, and got all the team in, and we all sang happy birthday, and you started in the wrong key.
Oh, I mean.
So we're all going to go, happy birthday.
I will have been in every key at various points.
You're a good singer. You're a good singer.
All the right notes, just in the wrong order. That's me.
Yeah, so it's been a really, really brilliant week of operating.
Yeah, it's been great. I've been doing some coolio stuff. Oh, I tell you what. Can I tell you about the thing that is... Oh my goodness. So, I have got a new surgery toy, and it has blown my mind. And I'm kind of at the situation of calling up patients who have got their surgery planned and saying, I would like to add something to your surgery. Is that all right? Can we just have a little conversation about this so that I can add it in? Because it's super cool, and I would almost feel that I was kind of doing the wrong thing by you, by just letting you just letting you drift into your operation without it. So it is. I'm doing quite a lot of body contouring at the moment, and body contouring is kind of liposculpting, liposuction, in which it's also called high def liposuction or liposculpting, all of these things, and it's just giving people a really lovely sculpted look. And as a result, I'm doing much more liposuction than I ever used to. Oh my God, this machine called LipoSaver. What are you reading?
Nothing.
Oh.
I'm trying to... Sorry, if everyone looked distracted, I'm reading through all the questions that are coming in. So I just want to make sure everyone's questions are answered. So get your questions in, we'll make sure they are answered, but I just have to sift through them and make sure they're done.
Okay. So this machine, which is called LipoSaver, is a it's ultrasound assisted lipo, and this ultrasound assist, you will have heard of Vaser. Vaser is the ultrasound assist that many people know of. Vaser's been around for a long time, and I don't know if I can say this. I'm going to say it anyway. R&D wise, hasn't made a lot of maybe progress. There have been 3 iterations of it. The last one, I want to say more than a decade ago, quite a while ago. And so this has come on as a really latest new iteration. And what I love about it is the safety features, because I think Vaser's a great technology. I think it's fantastic, but I have been concerned, and I guess part of that is just geographically around me. I've been fixing complications of this kind of thing for years, and it's always just made me cautious about it. I used LipoSaver over a year ago for the first time, and it was like a baby duckling going to the edge of the lake and then just thinking, this is where I'm meant to be. And my little happy tail as I swam along. I love that. Yeah, that's how I felt. I thought, this is great. And it was like showing me a familiar thing but making it better and more familiar. And that familiar thing was liposuction. And so I was like, this is what it's meant to feel like. This is good. This is awesome. I love this. And so this was on a hands-on kind of training thing in Paris a year ago. And since then, I've had conversations with various people. We brought it over to the UK, and I think I'm right in saying we were the only people in the UK to have it. One of the things that I really liked about it, and which gave me confidence, was that I was saying, okay, tell me about the injury parameters. At what point will you start causing damage? What do you have to look out for? And the surgeon just looked at me and held it still, pressing the button. And I was thinking, what are you doing? Don't do that. You will burn the patient. And over on the machine, it just immediately turned from green to red. And so it's just cut out. It won't let you be a numpty, which is kind of nice. So because you've got that that sort of safety, you can then start to push the envelope a bit more because you've got the confidence that it won't let you mess up. So I was doing more and more and more and really trying it, and then got it over to the UK, and they fly their people over before they will let you loose with it. And the guy who they flew over is this Italian guy, and I obviously speak Italian and can understand what he was saying. And they was giving all these settings and whatever, and then at one point, and they told me to do it at 80%, and I just thought 80% was basically the maximum setting you ever use. And then he said to one of the others, he said, actually, this guy's quite good, you can tell him to turn up to 100. And I thought, I'm quite good. Good. Hey, get me, Mr. Quite good. So they turned it up to 100, and at that moment, someone in the theatre said, I wish we had a camera on you at that moment, because my eyes just went, and I was very, very, very happy. So anyway, I'm loving it.
How many times have you used it this week, do you think?
Handful, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it has kind of rocked my world. Loving this.
There are some people watching who have been at the end of this.
Yes.
And have been handing you it. We've got
we've got both sides of the curtain right here. So yeah, absolutely love it. Absolutely brilliant. Right. Anyway, that's me. That's the fun I've been having.
So one of the questions we have been sent in is, when can I sleep on my front after my surgery? Depends
what the surgery is.
She had tummy surgery.
If it's hemorrhoids, I'd say straight away.
She had tummy surgery.
A tummy tuck?
I think she had an extended tummy tuck.
Okay, so...
And actually a bra line back lift.
Oh, okay, right.
But can you answer the questions for all regards? So if you'd had breast surgery, when can you sleep on your tummy? If you've had tummy tuck, when can you sleep on your tummy?
So when can I sleep on my tummy after plastic surgery is what you're saying, I would guess. So it depends on the kind of surgery. For tummy surgery, you normally can't quite stand straight. To close the tummy, we tend to put a bit of a bend, a bit of a flex in the table. We could call it breaking the table. And since you can't stand straight, obviously you couldn't lie flat on your tummy because that would forcibly make you stand straight, and it would hurt a lot, and it could cause some damage.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Is that a sales call?
Sales call?
No, not at
Good Lord.
not 7:15.
This is my life.
Yeah, welcome to our world. So, you couldn't lie on your tummy, and I would say until you can at least stand straight. That's usually 2 weeks. It's often as long as 2 weeks. So I'd say 2 to 3 weeks, maybe contemplate lying on your tummy. To be safe, maybe 4 weeks. But within a fortnight or so, you can sleep on your side. And people are often, front sleepers are often really side sleepers. So if you can, they're often quite relieved to hear they can sleep on their side in about 2 weeks. To tell the truth, the same goes for breast surgery, really. If I've put significant cuts on your breasts, or I've put an implant in there, or I've done a breast reduction, or fat grafting, or any of these things, you wouldn't want to sleep on that within 2 weeks for various reasons. If you sleep on the implant, it squishes the pocket outwards and it could enlarge it. If you sleep on fat graft in your breast, you could put too much pressure on the fat graft and kill it. And even if you just sleep on a breast lift or a breast reduction, you're putting stress on those scars. So I would say in all cases, leave it 3 or 4 weeks. That sounds sensible. The exception would be fat grafting to the buttocks, or buttock lipofilling, superficial gluteal lipofilling, SGL, which is what we've got to call what used to be called BBL, Brazilian butt lifts. Brazilian butt lift is out. Brazilian butt lift was too toxic a brand. 1 in 3,000 mortality rate. No, thank you. So we're not calling it a BBL. If you want fat grafting to your buttocks now, we're calling it superficial gluteal lipofilling. It's not just a change of name, it's also a change of technique. So it really is a different operation. But you're essentially achieving the same thing. You're getting fat into bottom to enlarge the bum. But the name emphasizes the technique, which is it is done superficially. The superficial plane of fat injection, so superficial gluteal, which just means bum, lipofilling, fat grafting. The superficial plane is the only real safe plane. It's considered the only safe plane in which you can put fat graft into a bottom. The real danger zone, if you think of there being 3 planes, superficial, middle, deep, the deep plane is where all the kind of important clockwork is that you've really got to avoid, and which you can inject fat into accidentally and cause someone real harm. That is what's responsible for the mortality rates. However, that middle plane, which should be safe, when you quiz surgeons who have been responsible for the deaths, they're all in, maybe I'm not wrong in saying this, I think the majority, if not all, are in the States, and even in a particular region in the States, so it's very localized. But they thought, or they say they thought at least, that they were injecting into that middle plane, into the muscle plane. And if you take their word for it, and there's other reasons to believe that this is possibly the case, fat can diffuse from that plane into the deep plane where it's dangerous and cause harm that way. But we do know that if you're in the superficial plane, the middle plane, and that middle plane is muscle, and the muscle has 2 layers, a layer above and a layer below, so there's essentially 3 layers of impenetrable-ish stuff. And with those 3 layers of impenetrable stuff, the top layer and the bottom layer are very impenetrable, the middle one, the muscle itself, not so much. Those act as a very impermeable layer to fat getting through, so that makes it safe. So superficial gluteal lipofilling, safe. BBL, that's really a sort of bad thing now, so we're not calling them BBLs anymore. And there you go. And the other thing that has changed is they have to be done under ultrasound guidance. They have to be done with ultrasound guidance in theatre at the time. Why? What's special about the ultrasound guidance? All it does is tell you that you're definitely in the superficial plane. That's it. That's the whole purpose. So you get it into the right plane, you start inflating. You can then remove the ultrasound as long as you don't move anything. And you can inflate, and you watch the fat under ultrasound just gradually spread out, and you get as much as you want in, and then you're done.
It must be quite nice to see it as you're doing it.
Oh,
often if you're doing it, you can't see.
Yeah.
Can you? So you can feel what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah.
So you know what you're doing, but to actually see it as
Yeah.
well just adds an extra dimension
Doing
to
it
surgery.
under ultrasound guidance is wonderful. It's absolutely immense. It's insane. It's brilliant. And watching that and watching it spread and feel, it just gives you this really happy feeling. So part of the body contouring thing I was trained in involved us grafting muscle with fat. And in guys, and a lot of this stuff was done in guys. It's interesting, you talk to the body contouring people, the real international body contouring people, they much prefer operating on men than women. And they'll say, it's like, but men's bodies are just more interesting. And I find that, how very dare you? How dare you? I'm a big fan of women's bodies, by the way. And they say, but men's body, and it's kind of like the sort of Renaissance artists. You get all these sculptures of men's bodies, and I say, yeah, but the extent of muscle definition you can get in men, and the contours and the shadows, artistically, they're sort of really loving men's bodies.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. Whereas I've got a thing for the sort of curves and flow and lines and the way that curves move into each other.
But I guess that's why you're...
why I do what I do.
But why you do what you do, and why your patient flow has continued to be as it is. I mean, you don't operate on very many men. I mean, we do operate on men.
You do operate on men.
But of course you operate on men, but your ratio...
Yeah, and I guess you've got to feel it. I've said this here a few times. I used to do rhinoplasty. I used to do nose jobs, but I didn't. But I don't feel it, and I'd have patients come to me and pointing out issues with their nose that I wasn't really seeing. I'd say, but your nose is fine. I say, no, it's not. Look, and they give me really detailed analyses of their own nose, and I'm thinking, if you're giving a more detailed critique of your nose than I wish to volunteer, then I'm not your guy. And I guess you've just got to feel it. And
the important step there is to say no.
Yeah, oh yeah,
no.
yeah. And
I'll recommend you, please go and see someone else. But
it is Cyril Capitan. Cyril.
He just gasped.
I'm so pleased you've tuned in. I love this guy.
Who is the guy?
Cyril is one of the team, one of the partners who was involved in the Body Contouring Academy.
Oh, amazing.
And the Body Contouring...
We were just talking about
you. We were just talking about... You're going to have to rewind this now. And the Body Contouring Academy is this great...
It was all good.
It's really all good. I love it. And still talking about it.
Yeah.
It's this masterclass in body contouring, and it was superb. Wonderful faculty, wonderful training, superbly organised. And Cyril is not a doctor, and is this real inspirational leader, and I would say leader in mindset, and can I call you a life coach? Could I call you that? We had a good conversation about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming.
Wow.
Do you know about NLP? So NLP...
I'm sure I do. Just refresh my memory.
NLP is this very powerful technique, and you can use... I kind of don't want to do it a disservice, because my knowledge, and especially now that I know Cyril's watching, that would be embarrassing. But when you get sort of stage performers who are claiming to read minds, they will often be using NLP techniques to help them. It's things like certain things in the way we act are hardwired based on what and how we're thinking. So, for example, it's that thing where if you're imagining stuff, you look up and in one direction, and if you're recalling something, you look up and in the other direction. So someone can immediately tell if you're remembering something or lying or making something up. It's a kind of truth-lie kind of thing. But there's all sorts of ways in which you can manipulate your own messaging, which affects the way you think and affects the way others think around, and so on. But anyway, I want to know an awful lot more about NLP. I kind of wanted to sign up to his stuff at the time, but
well, you should.
Well, I should. I should. You're right. I should.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're interested
So,
and you want to know more.
Hey.
Any more lives? Fulvio has to go and collect our son from athletics, so if you don't get any questions in, he is off. We did have more questions. You thought of one that someone has sent to you. What was it?
No, you put me on the spot now.
We were talking about it just a minute ago. The trouble is that questions come in from all directions, and we have to try and compile a list. And
We haven't collated them.
when we've been busy operating, it's difficult to be that organised. Oh, hello! Thank you for saving us.
I hope you're amazing.
I hope you are amazing.
To be honest with you,
well, you know who this is. Do you know who this is? I don't know if I'll tell you later.
Can you whisper? Who? Oh my God! Hello.
Yeah.
Is it you?
It's her. Sorry, everybody.
My
I
goodness
just don't want to.
It's lovely to see you and hear from you. I hope you're amazing. I hope we're amazing too. It's not for us to say. It's another sales call.
Another sales call.
When is the best age to have a facelift, and does everyone get good results? Does everyone get good results? No. I think I'm duty bound to say not everyone gets good results, because there must, with any procedure, be a range of outcomes, and you've got to make sure you go to a reputable surgeon or a reputable institution using a technique that's appropriate for you.
Can I say on that, if you want to know who you're going to, it doesn't need to be us, absolutely not us, particularly for facelift, you know that's not us. But Fulvio has done a video about how to research your surgeon, so I can send that to you if that would be helpful. Doesn't need to be us, but it just shows you how to look up who your surgeon is.
However, if you do speak to us, I can also recommend people.
Absolutely. She knows that. I've already recommended her someone. So,
Okay.
Yeah, we do know. Obviously, these surgeons, they all know each other. They're all in a WhatsApp group to each other, and they all chat, and they know who's who. So, yeah.
Can I tell you the biggest compliment I had recently? I will come back to your question, apologies. But the biggest compliment I had recently, so a surgeon saw a patient with with really profound issue, breast asymmetry, so no development on one side whatsoever, just a sort of a nipple that was poking out, and on the other side a very large breast that was quite droopy. And
Bless her.
he messaged me, so we sort of
There
is a surgeon network, and he reached out to me, got the patient's permission, and said, can I get a second opinion from a colleague? I was the colleague. He messaged me, shared photos, and we were discussing how we'd do this, and he said what his plan was, and I said, I'm not sure about that, because this is going to happen. She was quite a young patient as well, so this is going to happen over the years. And then said, what about this? And I said, so I gave my suggestions, and there was a bit of back and forth going on. In the end, he said, do you mind if I just send you the patient? And this patient lives a few hundred miles away.
Yeah, near him. Nowhere near us.
Which is a few hundred miles away. So I was really, I was really quite flattered. But we did.
But this is what we do.
Yeah.
We, if we're not right for the job, we will say, that's not us. But we will help you find
better all round.
The right person to go to.
Better for everyone.
So yes, not everyone gets a good result, and it's very much practitioner dependent.
Yeah.
So if you want a good result, we will help you find somebody who can help you achieve that good result.
So anyway, when's the best age to get a facelift? Now,
that's a good question.
Really tricky, and that's going to vary. And it's going to vary depending on you, the patient, and how you're developing, and it's going to vary actually based on the views of your surgeon, I'm going to say. And one of the reasons I started doing fewer facelifts, I do enjoy a facelift. One of the reasons I started doing fewer of them was having the clinic, having Eterno 360, the clinic, and with the range of non-surgical treatments we were offering, I was actually deferring patients further and further. So I think my view is probably a bit older than that of plastic surgeons who do loads of facelifts. I think regular facelifting plastic surgeons will start doing this in patients in their 40s.
Yes.
Yeah. I was kind of pushing people into their 50s and mid-50s, certainly. 60s and onwards is absolutely standard, normal. By 60s and onwards, you're finding some patients who may be having their second facelift at that point. I talk about this now and again, but one of my training experiences before I was a consultant, when I was a trainee plastic surgeon, was going off to Manhattan and spending a lot of time with a really internationally prolific facelift surgeon, and he's done 3,500-4,000 facelifts. When I saw him years and years ago, it's probably more like 6,000 now. And you would see, so because I was in theatre, I'd had no part of the consultation process. I'd never met the patient except on the day of surgery. I wasn't doing any of the surgery. I was just meeting for the first time there, and you'd see someone and they just look, you know, elegant, older lady, but and you'd say, gosh, this is an incredibly, you know, well preserved, elegant, beautiful looking, I'd say 60-something-year-old. And then you look at the notes, they're in their 80s. You say, my giddy aunt, oh my gosh. And I realised I had no idea how old any woman was in Manhattan at all. But yeah, it is staggering the results you can get. So does everyone get a good result? No. There's entry-level stuff. So if you're not sure about it, here's the trick I always used to tell patients. If you want to know what you'd look like with a mini facelift, lie down and take a photo of yourself. Lying down, just take a selfie. Lying down just removes gravity, and that's a really good estimation for a well-performed mini facelift. The stars of stage and screen in the 1920s, 30s, you know how they always have this kind of black background on their promotional photos? Because they were lying down on a black floor. And so that would take away the effects of gravity and any sag and all of those things. And they would just get this kind of nice, youthful, uplifted thing. So if that's what you like, if that's the image you like, then that will do a good thing. But these days, and not then when I was doing them, but these days you can achieve a lot of that with non-surgical means. So what's really rocking our world in the clinic is this thing called Neogen Plasma, which has just been immense.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So a course of 3 or 4 medium intensity Neogen plasmas will give you, you know, improved jawline definition, improved sort of cheek lift, reduction in the nasolabial folds, reduction in the marionette lines. You know, I haven't had it.
You had one.
I had one trial treatment, and they actually stopped because I hadn't shaved like now, and so they stopped it there. So I sort of had this just to experience what it felt like. I keep seeing all our patients going through, and I'll go down to the waiting room, and I'll see someone, and I know them because they're our patients, but I may not see them for a while. I'll say, oh, hey, how are you doing? And then I'll do a double take. It's like, oh my God, you know, you are your own daughter now. What is going on?
Yeah, it might be worth exploring a few non-surgical treatments first. I mean, Neogen Plasma is amazing, absolutely amazing. It sort of resurfaces the skin, so the texture of the skin is just lovely. The fine lines and wrinkles will get smoothed out, and it does do, I'll just scratch my neck, so I've got a really red neck, so it does do a lifting and firming. It's just brilliant.
I mean, you're 86.
I know. I got asked for ID after I'd had a course of 3. I went to buy a knife, and they said to me, I was like a week later, and they said to me, I'm really sorry, but I need to ask you for ID. And I was like, how old do you need to be to buy a knife? And they said 18. And I said, do you really think that I'm under 18? And they said, I'm really sorry, but I just need to check. I just thought this was incredible. I couldn't believe it.
Are you prepared to declare your age?
I'm 45. I've just passed 45. Terrifying to admit, but I am 45. Proud of it. Fabulous to see every year go by, and all the experience and everything that comes with it. I'm very, very lucky because the alternative is not great. So very happy and very lucky with my lot in life.
Yeah.
That's you as well.
Ah!
I count
you heard it here. She's happy with me.
I count in my lot in life. But it's just, if you want to see some results for Neogen Plasma, then please look up Shirley Ballas Neogen Plasma. So Shirley Ballas, if you don't know, she's one of the Strictly Come Dancing judges, and she has had a course of Neogen Plasma, and her results are absolutely breathtaking.
They are, but we keep seeing those results. You know what I mean? They're not unusually good, but
they're very widely publicised.
Yeah, so and they show
they're out there.
And one of the things, if you do this, because you'll get the same series of, I think, 6 photos, they show you a few really nice things. First of all, her complexion. She had this kind of irregular complexion, that's quite aging.
Yeah,
and it has
this sort of mottled pigmentation.
Yeah.
You know, and it just takes
gives you a much smoother, much more homogeneous, much more even skin tone. Second thing is just look at the jowling, the jawline, and it sort of, and that's another thing that our eyes are drawn to as age defining. Hasn't removed the jowling, but it's improved it. Third thing I'd say is look at what's called the light reflex. It just means where the light bounces off your face. But if you've got a high light reflex, if you've got the spot of light here, it's because you've got high cheekbones and there's this ledge there.
That's why we all put highlighter here, because we want the light to hit here to lift our cheeks. So. And
her light reflex has gone from about here to up here. It looks like she's had filler. I mean, you'd think, as a practitioner, you'd think, well, that must be there was no filler involved. It was just the lifting effect of the device, and it's all natural. It's an energy device. So, I ended up buying it for the clinic on a technicality.
Yeah, so Fulvio didn't want to buy it. We have so many devices that do amazing things, but we just kept getting everyone recommending it, everyone saying how good it was. We got them in to do a demonstration. We got a select few models to come and try it, and they all said,
now,
if you don't get this in the clinic, I'm going to go somewhere else to get it.
What I didn't know on the way out is they were saying, right, well, I hope you enjoyed your treatment. Now, you've got to send an email to Fulvio if you want the other 2 or 3 treatments, because we're not going to own it otherwise. They all did. Most of them just said, you've got to have it, best thing ever. One or two did say, you know what, it was a bit ouchy at the time, but it's well worth it, and I still want to come back in. Yeah. Ooh. And but actually, even the little treatment I had, I mean, I'm really, really brave, of course.
Really, really brave.
Really brave. But
What you say?
I don't know. But I found it
sounds like our youngest son.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
But I found it. I was okay with it. I was okay.
Yeah.
I was very brave, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, I'm going to go.
You got to go because you got to go and pick it.
Exactly. I've got to jump in the car. Oh gosh, I'm going to be late.
Yeah.
All right,
nice
guys.
to see you all.
Good to see you.
Thanks for tuning in.
And till next time.
Send us your questions for next time. If we haven't answered it today, send it to us.
And we might have done because we just didn't have them with us. Okay. Take care. Bye.